पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणे। हरे कृष्णा. So today we'll see verse number 6 of chapter 9, and Krishna has started explaining about his the Guhya Gyan, the most confidential knowledge. So he has told in the next two verses, last two verses, that everything is situated in him, but still he is aloof. He is not in them because he is the source of everything. Right? So now Krishna will explain this by giving an example. So let us see this shloka, which is an example to show what actually Krishna is trying to explain. Yatha akasho stito nityam
यथा आकाशो स्थितो नित्यं
vayu sarvatra go mahan
वायु सर्वत्र गो महान्
तथा sarvani bhutani
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि
matstani upadharaya.
मत्स्थानिति उपधारय।
यथा आकाशो स्थितो नित्यं
यथा आकाशस्थितो नित्यं
वायु सर्वत्र गो महान्
वायु सर्वत्र गो महान्
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि
मत्स्थानिति उपधारय.
मत्स्थानिति उपधारय।
Please chant.
यथा आकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानिति उपधारय।
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's see translation and purport. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. Purport. For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him, but the Lord is giving an example which may help us to understand. The sky may be the biggest manifestation we can conceive, and in that sky, the wind or air is the biggest manifestation in cosmic world. The movement of the air influences the movement of everything, but although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of God, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. As we generally say, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, everything is moving under His will. By His will, everything is being created, everything is maintained, everything is being annihilated. Still, He is aloof from everything, as the sky is always aloof from activities of the wind. In the Upanishads, it is stated, Yat Bhisha Vataha Pavate. It is out of fear of the Supreme Lord that wind is blowing. Taittiriya Upanishad 2.8.1. And in Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 3.8.9, it is stated, Etas, it's a very big sentence, I will read the English. By the supreme order and under the supreme superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the moon, the sun, and other planets are moving. In Brahma Samhita 5.52 also it is stated, Yas Chakshur Eva Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Sura Murti Ashesha Tejaha Yasya Nyaya Brahmati Sambrata Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is description of the movement of sun. It is said that the sun is considered to be one of the eyes of the Supreme Lord and that it has immense potency to diffuse heat and light. Still, it is moving in prescribed orbit by the order and supreme will of Govinda. So, from the Vedic literature, we can find evidence that this material manifestation, which appears to us to be very wonderful and great, is under the complete control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This will further be explained in the later verses of this chapter. So, Krishna is trying, or not Krishna is trying, Krishna is helping us to understand his position. So he says that everything rests in me, or everything is situated in me, but still it is not situated in me. But he also says that there is nothing is independent of him. Right? So even if he is aloof from all these things, everything is governed or maintained by his rules or the energies. So in that way, he is connected with everything. So this thing, how to understand this becomes very difficult for a normal person or any person to understand how this can happen, right? If that person, though he controls everything, still he is not there, but still he says everything is in this. So this example is given. So if we look at the sky, we don't know the limit, right? By our material mind, we can just see a blue sky or the black sky, and then it's unlimited. And that is what the maximum we can see, right? The huge thing. And but the air, Krishna is giving the example of air. The air is moving within the sky, anywhere it can move by its own pace. The typhoon is there, hurricane is there. That is the movement of the air. So air can move at its own pace and in own direction wherever it wants to move, but within this space that is created. That is what we call ether, right? The space. So the space is created, and within that air can move, but till where the air can move also is limited, right? After that the air gets thinner, and then there is no movement of air, right? So then there is just space, right? So the limit is there, but we can understand that air is situated within the sky. The sky can say that, okay, all the air is within me, but I am different from it because the space is different from the air. So that is what the example that is Krishna is giving. But there are many simple, if you take very simple example, right? So the kids are there, right? So say now Parth, Harimohan Mataji's son Parth is there. So they have house. So in that house, Parth can move anywhere. He can go from one room to other room, from that room to some different room. He can go on the bed, on the chair, everywhere he can go. But the limit is defined, right? He can move within the house. And how he can move within the house? That rules are also defined by Mataji and Prabhuji. That, okay, you can do this, you cannot do this. Okay, you can touch this thing, you cannot touch that thing. Okay, you can throw this, you cannot throw this. Or you cannot go into bathroom for more than 20 minutes, something like this. So they have defined the rules, and within that rules Parth has to operate. So from Parth's angle, we can say he is free to do anything, but it's not like that. But he can move within that space anywhere. So similarly, the soul, we as a soul can move because we have free will, and we can use our free will for good or bad. And we, by using free will for good things, we move upwards towards the heavenly planets. By doing the sinful activities, we move downwards. So the soul has free will, and based on that free will, it can move from up or down or anywhere by using that free will correctly or whatever he wished to do. So in that way, we have freedom. So like wind, when it is very powerful, the typhoon comes, everything stops. So like that, the soul is also very powerful. It can go anywhere. By doing certain activities, it can go anywhere. But if he does bhakti yoga, it can also go beyond this material world, right? That gives the soul immense power that based on his free will and proper use of free will, it can cross over this material world also. So the soul can go anywhere based on the activity. So that is the freedom given by Krishna to the soul. And he does not interfere in that. If I want to sleep now, Krishna don't interfere that you don't sleep. Or if I want to do a sinful activity, Krishna will not say, don't do it. Krishna will say, okay, it's your choice. You have free will, you want to do, okay, you do. But then there is consequence. You have to, there will be some bad effects, bad reaction that you have to bear. Right? So the Krishna has set up all the rules and his energies are operating. And by that, this material world is maintained. So, but Krishna, in as personally, he is not attached to what we are doing. He gives us freedom to, for of course, he is more affectionate towards the devotees, but still devotees also have freedom. They can do devotional service or they cannot do devotional service if they want. That freedom is always there to the devotee. So Krishna don't interfere there that you must do. Of course, for a devotee who is very dear to him, Krishna will create a situation where devotee cannot do anything but only devotional service. Right? So that is also possible. That is Krishna's special mercy. So we can see that Krishna created everything, this material world, jiva, everything, but still he is not attached to it. That's why, though he pervades everything, he can say that he is not in that because he is not attached. So now Krishna will explain more about his inconceivable energies. Why Krishna is explaining this? Because then Krishna can explain why you should do bhakti, why we should surrender unto him. To explain that, Krishna is explaining about his inconceivable powers beyond our understanding. And if we have Shraddha, then we believe in that. So when from tomorrow we'll see more about the Krishna's powers and energies and how he will explain about the Bhakti Yoga. Hare Krishna. So any comments, any questions or any reflections or additions anybody want to do? Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. And we'll see the next verse tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.